All right, cool. So just to recap, so in the last session, we basically did some primary source research, preliminary research on your grandparents, Ernest Coleman and Rebecca Ann Turner. We focused primarily on on um, on Lionel's side, but we're turning our focus to Ernest Coleman and understanding and identifying the origin of his Coleman surname. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again. Share. All right, so we were looking at this newspaper article that referenced the information regarding the second degree murder in the state penitentiary Kilby prison, which is located in Montgomery, and we were trying to establish where he was in those years leading up to that conviction. So we know off the records that we found that he was married in 1932. So on the 1930 census, I would expect to find him somewhere in the Huntsville area. So let me see if I can locate him there. And then that hopefully will put us with his parents or at least some relatives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking for 1930 United and then 1920. Apply that. We know that he was 20 when he got married to Lionel in 1932, putting his approximate birth year at 1912. So we're gonna just narrow this down. Men, apply. Clearly he's a person of color. So we're gonna do black. We're gonna highlight mulatto, Negro, all those things. And then we're going to narrow down locality, United States, Alabama. There's 3 in Madison. Let's start there and then we'll go out. Okay. There is 2 that makes sense. Okay. All right. So let's look at this.
You know, on Ancestry, there's a Clifton Coleman that came up in my match, and I had never heard the name before.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I think you pulled that up when I saw you last. But
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, we're on the right track then. Mm-hmm. All right. So, it's as big as possible. Give me 1 second. All right. So Cliff Coleman is Ernest's father. Clifton Coleman. He owns his property. He's paying $650.
What year is this, sir?
This is 1930.
Mm.
So we see Ernest right here. There's an Edward or Ed. And then Herbert.
Well, that makes sense. Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert is one of Ernest's brothers. And then Georgia's the daughter-in-law. She's 18. Okay.
Don't know anything about Herbert. Maybe Herbert died young.
Okay, so check this out. Ernest is 21, and there's a Georgia who's a daughter-in-law. So maybe Ernest was married prior to Lionel. The only kids in the household, the only kids in the households that are married are Ernest. So that's something we can look at as well. But okay, so Cliff, he's 49. Della is 47. They've been married since they were 22 and 18. Clifton is born in Tennessee. Della is born in Alabama. They're also cotton. He's a cotton grader at a cotton warehouse, and she's basically the help. So for a private family, a laundress.
What do you mean by that? Was it labor?
Laundress.
Oh, I'm sorry, laundress.
Yeah. So for
Define that.
laundress is someone who does laundry for families and
Oh, 10-4. Got you.
uh,
Yeah.
okay. And then Ernest is working out at Cotton Mill. Georgia, whomever that is, likely Ernest's wife, is working at a hotel. She's a maid at a hotel. So
When you say Ernest's wife, what Ernest are we talking? We're talking my great grandfather.
correct.
Correct. Okay. All right.
So, perhaps he was married before Lionel.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's consistent. Let's look at 1920. So just to be, to assess this properly, Clifton has an estimated birth year 1878, Della 1884. Della is described as mulatto. Clifton is described as Black. Okay. All right, so let's see. All right, Cliff. Consistent information. So let's see where we at. Okay, Cliff Coleman, Della Coleman, heads of household, Melinda, daughter, Colbert, son, Clifford Jr., son, Ernest, your great grandfather, 9 years old, Ed, another son, Herbert. Okay, that's consistent. All right, so they live in Alabama, still at Cotton Mill. Who's the chauffeur? Let me see.
Chauffeur.
Cliff look like Colbert is a chauffeur in the city. That's what he's doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now that we know those are
What year is this again, sir?
1920.
1920. Okay.
Okay. So with that information, we can look at some things. So the Alabama Death Index, or the Alabama Death Record Collection, should tell us some more information about when Clifford died, who his parents are.
Mm-hmm.
Coleman. Okay, Della Johnson. Okay. Okay, Cliff Coleman. I would be able to show you the actual death certificates, but I'm not at the location, but I can send it to you tonight.
Okay, thank you.
So Cliff Coleman died 1962 in Huntsville. His spouse, Della Coleman, is there. His parents are George Coleman and Mandy Smith.
George Coleman.
So this would be your great, great, great grandparents. George Coleman.
Now, question.
Yes, sir.
I see some have the E and a COLE and some are COL.
Just
Okay.
what do you call it? Name variation, surname variation, like I was saying. So
I
that's
think I remember my grandfather telling me something about that too.
Okay. So that's interesting. There's a death certificate here for a Jimmy Coleman who dies in 1923. I don't know why they have white in the transcription. I can't testify to that because I don't know what the actual certificate actually says. I have to look at that later. But it gives specific locations of birth. So Cliff, it says he's born in Pulaski, Tennessee. This is a stillborn child that Della had. This would be Ernest Coleman Sr.'s brother. And then Della's born in Madison. But this is in
Ernest
Chelsea.
Coleman Sr. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Ernest Coleman Sr. brother. Okay.
You're
My
fine.
great. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Great uncle. So I wonder why it says white, but that's the right people. Pulaski's in Giles County, and we know he's born in Tennessee because the 1920 and 30 census said he was born in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that
who is this Jimmy again?
Jimmy is Ernest Coleman Sr.'s brother. So this would be Cliff and Della's son.
I remember way before my time, but there was, when I was a child, there was a huge thing about the land in Pulaski.
Oh, okay. Huh.
That's been settled since way before, but I just remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Pulaski County, Tennessee. Let's look at this.
I want to say, is that something to do with military, or is it not a base or something there?
I'm not sure. Okay, it's about 45 miles. Let me see. Where was I? This said Pulaski. Yeah, Pulaski Giles. Okay. So give me a sec. We'll jump there in just a moment. Okay. Let's look at 1910 census.
And did I hear you say that was the first census?
What?
What year was the first census conducted?
1790.
Okay, terrible.
Let's see. Coleman. All right, so let's look at 19. Let's look at, well, he's born 1878 about. So let's look at 1880. Let's look at 1900. And let's look at 1910. Okay. George Coleman and Mandy. It's like 1882. I thought I put that in there. Oh, that's why. Okay. Nothing immediately. Let me search George and Mandy. Let's look for his parents and see. Okay. All right, here they are. They in the 1880 census, his first census that he would have been enumerated on, which means that he would have been recorded on, was 1880. But it's not in. Let me just confirm before I say that. Okay, it is in Giles. Okay, it's in Giles. All right. So let's go down to it. Okay, there's some Colemans right here, 54, living right next to George and Mandy. These are likely George's parents, Leroy and Patsy Coleman. You see that?
Oh, I'm sorry, my screen was no. Okay, yes. Now no.
You do not see it?
Where am I looking?
Right here with this. You see my cursor?
Yes.
Okay. So there's George and Mandy and Clifton right here. He's a year old.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
he's farm laborer. He's born in Alabama. Pay attention to this.
What is that, Virginia?
His father was born in Virginia. His mother is born in Mississippi. This is George's parents. Okay. Mandy's born in Mississippi. Mandy's father's born in Mississippi. Mandy's mother's born in Alabama. Okay. If we wanted to confirm if this household living directly adjacent to George Coleman, Clifton's parents, are indeed his parents, the father would need to be born in Virginia. The mother would need to be born in Mississippi. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is George. He's 22. Okay. Next door, Leroy, he's 54. Patsy's 54. Leroy is born in Virginia. Okay.
Mhm.
Patsy's born in Alabama. So, what does that tell you?
These are the parents.
Which parents?
The parents of George.
Okay. And where did George's, this is like I feel like I'm teaching. Where did
Thank you. Please do.
where did so let's review. So
Mhm.
George's mother that he states was born where?
Say that again.
George states that his mother is born where?
Virginia.
His father's born in Virginia. So this first column is where you're born. The second column is where your father's born. The third column is where your mother's born.
Okay. I can't read what that is then.
It's Mississippi.
Mississippi. Okay.
Okay. Where is um, Patsy born?
Patsy.
Patsy, where's Patsy born?
Which one is Patsy again? Through me.
This second line right here,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alabama.
Alabama.
Yes.
So we know that George's mother is born in Mississippi. Patsy's born in Alabama.
Hmm.
So Patsy's likely not his mother.
Hmm.
Okay. So either that or there's some misinformation being given.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So George's father is 54.
Hmm.
So that means he's born 1836.
Hmm.
Let me just double check because math is not
George's father, his name again is
1826. Leroy.
Leroy. Because we're tracing the Coleman, right?
Yeah, correct.
Leroy. And Leroy would be my fourth great grandfather.
So you got Ernest Coleman Jr., grandpa, Ernest Sr., great grandpa, Clifton, second great grandfather, George, third great grandfather, Leroy, fourth great grandfather. Okay. All right. Leroy Coleman. He's
Well, you keep a lot of knowledge up there in your head, young blood. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You get used to it after
Yeah, I can imagine. Plug and play after a while. I can imagine.
after 15 years, you get pretty used to it. So let's see. All right. So Leroy, that's who we're looking for. Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Leroy's born in Virginia in 1826. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Virginia.
All right. So
The Passage.
correct. So
Mm.
eliminate that. We're going to look for him on the 1870 census because we want to identify the first census that Black people were enumerated on. All right.
Which is 1870?
Correct. All right. So we know that he's born
Oh, dang.
20s, 1800s, 1820s. All right. There's a Leroy Coleman right here in Dinwiddie. Minerva, Thomas Valentine, William, Agnes. I'm gonna look at it, but here's the thing. On that 19, I kind of want to pull that back up. Let's go there. Let's look at this one more time. Because I want to do an assessment of that household. All right. Do they mistranscribe this? Let me back up for a second. Wait. Okay. Let's assess this real quick. All right. So let's look at this a little bit closer this time.
Mhm.
So here's the household. Here's Leroy. Here's Patsy. Looks like George was the oldest sibling, according to this so far. All right. Thomas and Mac are twins. John, Emily, Rilla, and Della. Okay.
For the record, these are the 8 of the 11 that survived.
No, that's a whole different woman.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
That is Lonnie. I think. No. Was that Lano or was that I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Don't let me throw you off. Okay. So who is this again? We're going to taking a deeper dive. Where?
We're looking at George's siblings right now. We're tracing migration patterns right now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, again, let's just review. Leroy's born in Virginia. His wife, Patsy, is born in Alabama. And then the oldest kids are born in Alabama, but the youngest kids are born in Tennessee. You see that?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, yes.
So John is born in Alabama. He's 15 years old, which means that in 1865, at the year of emancipation, they were in Alabama. Okay. Emily and Rilla and Della are born in Tennessee, which means that they were likely enslaved last in Alabama.
Say that last part one more time.
Okay. At the year of emancipation, Patsy had a son named John. Okay. Everybody after John is born in Tennessee, which means that they migrated from Alabama in 1865 to Tennessee, to Giles County. Okay. So they should be somewhere in Tennessee, unless they have to be somewhere in Tennessee because 11 years prior, so the census, the 1870 census is 10 years before this one. And Rilla was born in Tennessee. Emily was born in Tennessee. So we know that we have to find them in Tennessee in the 1870 census. Okay. Let's switch to Ancestry and look and see if there's any associated documents with this one. Okay. That might already give us like where they are, just depending on what people have already found. Let's see. Okay. 1870. Okay. 1880. Okay. All right. And then Tennessee County. They were living in Giles Township. Where are they living? Third Civil District of Giles. Okay. Page number 4. Okay. Let's look at this for a second. That's Mississippi. Wait. Back.
So someone was born in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, his mother was born in Mississippi, but it wasn't the right person because she was there on the 1880 census. Okay. So here's Thomas now and Patsy, who's 39. So Leroy went from Leroy to Thomas. Okay, same guy.
Thank you. All right. Okay.
Daniel, Green, Landon, Thomas, Mac, Joseph, June, Emma, and then a Daniel Neal. Okay, and then there's Coleman's living right next door. Edward, Mariah, Thomas, Ann, Netta, Emily, John, Edna, Martha, and Bid. So Thomas Coleman and Edward Coleman are a year apart, likely brothers. I don't see George though. That's the weird part. Still in Giles, which makes sense. Everybody's born in Alabama. Let's overlay for a second. So the kids that should be living in this household: Thomas, Mac, John, and Emily and Rilla. Okay, Thomas, Mac, Joseph, June, and Emma. Okay, so similar kids. Some are So this is the right household. They're living in Giles. Um, in a predominantly black. So, $1 million question. And did Thomas or Leroy, both of them, die in Tennessee? And are there records that say who his parents are, or what was he a Civil War veteran? Because he's in that age range. Let's just look and see if he fought in the Civil War. Coleman.
Kind of makes sense because I mean, I know my grandfather entered the Navy at 17, and I believe he had done so based on some family history.
Okay.
That part we don't know.
Okay. Okay, there's 3 guys who okay, that's Corda Freak, Mississippi Corda Freak. Okay, let's see.
See, now if you had my aunts on here, they'd be able to give you a lot more info than I could.
Okay. We'll roll with it. The only USCT soldier is right here though. Okay. And then there was Edward Coleman, so I'm gonna look him up real quick too. Maybe they served together. Edward. Okay, or let's just do that for a second. Yeah, okay. This guy received valid pension, 1st Mississippi Corps Free Cavalry, and then 3rd United States Colored Cavalry. Let's see if this is your guy for a second. Bear with me, because I can pull his original like enlistment papers, and then I'll tell you like exactly where he's born and all that stuff. Who is he affiliated? Who was he owned by? All that.
Damn, boy, it just rolls off your tongue so swiftly. I appreciate it though. I'm gonna do a lot of damage with that during your presentation, but go ahead, sir.
Okay, third USC. All right, 3rd USC Cavalry.
Our history is this part of our history is ugly, huh? This part.
Yeah, I mean this part can be complex. You know.
Yeah, I just mean the suffering, the just of course this is not our full history, but
right.
This period is barbaric.
This guy's in Vicksburg. Actually, I think my great uncle fought in the 3rd Cavalry too.
Really?
I can't remember what company he was in. Let's see. Let's look at Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. I don't know if it's your guy though. Let's look at Tennessee deaths. When did they begin? 1914. I wonder if we could track. I wonder if we could track him. Leroy. If we could track him. I wonder if he made it to 1914. Jeez, I doubt it. I very, very much doubt it. Let's see, Leroy. Okay. Let's put Patsy in there to see what happens. Yeah, let's do this then. States, Tennessee. Charles isn't even an option. Let's see. Roy. Okay. Okay. So one of the things that I kind of want to look at is Leroy. See. What was the name of Pulaski, Tennessee?
Mhm.
Mm, let me see what it's about. A
Say
special
again.
Nashville. No, I was just gonna read it.
Okay. Mhm.
Special to Nashville American from Huntsville, Alabama, under the date of Friday says a difficulty occurred here today between Frank Coleman, who is editor of the Huntsville Independent, and United States Marshal Joseph H. Sloss and Deputy Marshal T.G. Hewlett, in which 13 shots were fired without effect. One shot pierced Coleman's coat collar, missing his neck about an inch. Coleman, Sloss, and United States Commissioner McCullough were conversing together when Sloss made some remark. I don't know if that's your Frank Coleman. The only reason I clicked on it because it had Huntsville, Alabama.
Mhm.
But I'm curious, what was the significance of Madison County? Why did George decide to move his family there? Hmm. All these things are very curious.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me answer this real quick. Hold up.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, I'm back. So I was gonna look through the newspapers just to see if it looks like there's a good newspaper in that area too. See if I put in map.
Help get me back on track. My last name is that stuck is Leroy. Leroy is also Thomas, right?
Right, Leroy's born 1826, but yeah, Leroy. So Thomas Leroy Thomas, born 1826.
And,
Uh,
and we're looking for his parents.
yeah, I was gonna look for his parents. One of the things that it would be a challenge, I'll say, to look at this 1860 slave schedule. And listen, we could do it though. Let's see, because we know they were enslaved last in Alabama. So we can see how many Coleman, surnames enslaved people in Alabama. There were. Let's just do the state.
Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Is it going to come down to a white family with the name Coleman?
It's hard to say. Like I don't want to speak prematurely because every surname is different.
Because that's been my thought process my almost 50 years now. So that's been inaccurate thinking. That is a definite.
Yeah, I mean there was two. I mean, it's not always. I mean, it just depends. Sometimes it's a Native American variation or something like that.
Hmm.
But there's two Coleman people who enslaved people in Madison, like in Huntsville, but I'm not sure if that's where they were before. Like I'm not sure. So I would have to do a little bit more research on the other children to see, you know, if like, let's say we find out Patsy's maiden name, and Patsy got her maiden name from an owner in the community of where they were enslaved in Alabama, then I could start to overlay the proximity, and then I could like pull property deeds and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a process, but this is a good stopping point, because
man, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, because then we can make a plan of action. So